What's happening? Welcome back to another great week of Twisted Transitions. I am DJ JayBook, and I really appreciate everybody who has come into the building and is here already. Really appreciate you guys for being on time. I'm trying to be on time every single week. I don't want y'all to be like, oh man, you know, Book gonna be late and stuff, man. I ain't worried about it. I got a few minutes. Nah, if you ain't here at 7, you done missed something. You done missed something. I mean, that's just how I put it together. That's how I figure it. So today I've got some good stuff for you, but I'm not gonna keep you and stuff too long. We're gonna do a Q&A and stuff at the end. We're only gonna talk briefly about a few topics and stuff here. But you know, I'd rather get to more of a Q&A and stuff today. So make sure you get your questions and stuff ready towards the end of the hour, and we'll get into that. But if you will do me a favor, like you always do, 2 things. 1, let me know that you can hear me okay, that levels and everything are great. And 2, make sure you hit that like button on your way in so that, you know, it just keeps the video pushing, man. You guys like when I do these live streams and answer your questions, go over topics that, you know, everybody goes through. You know, this is work, man. I'm putting in some work for y'all. Nah, if you guys do like the content, though, please make sure you hit that like button. So what an interesting week and stuff that we just came off of. What an interesting week. Let's see what we got here. Anybody, let me know that you can hear me and stuff well in the chat, and I'll go ahead and get started. Anybody, give me a thought. There we go. Sounds great. You know, I just need that real quick. So, all right. So what an interesting week and stuff we just came off of. So many moving parts and stuff happen and stuff throughout the week, but it leads to great topics and stuff for this show. And I love bringing you guys great topics. So let's first talk about the event and everything that we had. So had an event, had a wedding and everything out at, you know, a venue out in Lexington, which is probably about 35 minutes away from me. And it's a familiar venue. I've been there tons of times. Love the owner, love everything about it. But this was one of the couples that we talked about recently where, you know, you got to qualify yourself and make sure you're capable of handling everything. Because there was a couple of things in this event that, you know, may have disqualified me, but I was able to take care of it. It's all good. So you can see the setup and everything here. I love this place because it's a big, giant dance floor. I hate this place because it's a big, giant dance floor. It is huge. And if you don't get the participation that you want, this dance floor can look really empty really quick. So you best be on your A game at this venue. At one time I had, I don't want to say a bad luck streak, but I had a streak of weddings and stuff here that where I just couldn't get the dance floor packed and keep it packed. I mean, it was nuts, but since then I've broken it. We've moved on. So now we're a little bit more accustomed to keeping stuff great and stuff in this venue. So one of the first problems, I don't really necessarily call it a problem, but one of the first adjustments that I had to make was the do not playlist. Now, if you look at the last line right above me here, I was okay with that. But when I printed out the paper, shout out to Vibo and stuff. This is a Vibo printout. So it just kind of, you know, they put in everything they want and you can put notes and stuff on it. And this is kind of like the DJ's itinerary so that everything you talked about is on here. So that's Vibo. So right above me, I'm cool with this and stuff. I don't have a problem not playing this. This right here is what's interesting. So I didn't see this until I printed out the paper, but it clearly states on here, no rap, no heavy metal, no vulgarity, not crazy about the Shallow and the Fast Car, which are the 2 songs that are to the left right there. So it's pretty much like a kid's event, but with adult music. So they wanted friendly fire music, which is, upbeat, fun, uplifting type music, but for adults, not kids. The couple was a little older, her crowd and everything, a little older. So I had to change up my game. I had to go back to the old version of me. Now, the old version of me catered to the older crowd a lot. I had a lot of older hits and stuff that I would curate and stuff for these couples. And it always worked great. Now, I have since then put that down and curated more towards the younger couples and stuff now. So having to go back to the old me, it actually felt kind of natural. Let me show you in this image here. You could see the crowd and everything here. This is the crowd that looks like it. You can kind of tell just from the crowd and stuff that I had that it was going to be an interesting night. The song selection had to really, really captivate them. Like, they had to be willing to get up. And let me just tell you, when I did introductions with these guys, it was great. I felt the energy in the room. I thought that maybe I can capture lightning in a bottle with these guys because they gave such great energy on the intro. However, come dinner, oh man, dinner. Sometimes I like to curate a dinner set to where it just kind of gives you a little bit of everything so that you can kind of get a feel for the room. If somebody's dancing or tapping their feet or singing along with certain songs, you kind of know that maybe you can cater to that when it comes to the dance floor. That didn't happen at this event. I played the dinner music. Nobody sang. Nobody danced. Nobody smiled. It was just kind of like that. Everybody just kind of looked at me type deal. Like, they looked at me and ate some food. Then they turned around and looked at me, ate some food and stuff. It was just, that cycle was going on. So I was waiting and everything. I was literally waiting to just release them to me. Let me see what I could do. And we weren't doing anything like toast or, I'm sorry, we did do toast. We didn't do anything like garter bouquet, anything like that. So literally after dinner, all we had to do was cake cutting and toast. I had suggested that we go ahead and knock it out. Coordinator suggested let's pause. So in that pause, I'm playing some background music like I always do. It's good in my opinion because it's a variety of music. It's not catered to one genre. It's not catered to any age group. Bridesmaids come up to me, one of them. She said, "We got to get this party and stuff going. We got to do something." And I thought immediately that she was going to have me doing something crazy. Like, no, don't ask me to play like club music and stuff right now. But no, she was like, "We got to do something to get these people going and stuff like that." And I was like, well, I'm ready to go whenever everybody else is ready to go. And so she was like, just try out a song. I was like, okay. So I start playing my oldie set, and her and maybe two other bridesmaids were dancing a little bit. Then another guest came. And before I know it, all these people sitting right here were all on the dance floor. Every last one of them, all out on the dance floor. And this is just classic music. Now I'm in and out of songs, but I'm giving them just a little bit more than I normally do because this is music that they like. I know it's going to be a longer night. I'm going to give them just a little bit more of the songs they like. So I keep transitioning. And it ended up being a great night. It ended up being a fantastic night. Like, I had them dancing for a good amount of time, and the bride didn't know what kind of crowd she was going to have. She just kind of wanted to make sure that everybody was having a good time, and I was just going to try to make sure the same thing. So that's that. But today's topics and stuff are based on this event because there was a couple of dry moments. I mean, every dance floor has them. I'm dealing with an older crowd, so there was going to be some dry moments. And when I say dry, like, you play a song, it may not hit like the other song did, so you got to have something, ready to fire up. But I was back in my old bag. So one of the things, and we're going to go large here. Let's see. There we go. One of the things that I got was this number right here. So this is our first topic and stuff here. What do you do when you get this number on the dance floor? Everybody dancing, then you play a song that you know fits with the other songs, but they're just kind of like, ooh. So they pull this number right here. Now it's only about 2 or 3. Everybody else is kind of iffy and stuff about it, but the main people who were dancing that are pretty much close to your setup pull this number right here. Or they say, which is, go to the next song. And in my head, I thought a couple of things. There was a couple of things I wanted to do. The first thing I wanted to do was just say, oh, you'll be okay. Just keep listening. Like this is a tour of music. This is just a tour. So just keep listening. I got you. The second thing I wanted to do was cut it immediately and be like, you want to do this? I had that inclination. Like I almost wanted to give them the reins and be like, y'all want to do this? Or you gonna let me do this? The third thing was I was like, you know what? I'm going to play a verse of this, and then maybe in the chorus, I can mix out to what I was going to go to and stuff next. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up doing that, but you kind of got this feeling from the crowd when I did that, like they were kind of starting to walk away, and then I brought them right back. So like you'll see it on the footage and stuff when I show the transitions and stuff. You'll see I'll transition into the song, and the crowd will kind of do this right here. And right when I'm about to transition back, here they come again, come right back out. And, I had to play some of the cheesy stuff. I had to play the slides. I had to play like YMCA. I had to play all that stuff. I know others tell you not to sleep on the YMCA. That is just, I have played it so many times, and it's still relevant to this day. And yes, I did play it, and I didn't want to play slides. I have grown accustomed to not playing slides. And I just didn't want to use any of the typical fallback music. I wanted to really dig in and out of these classic songs. Cause I mean, you saw what she said not to play. I couldn't dive into any rap, and I didn't even know what was considered rap to them. Because to me, rap is like hard rap, like Young Jeezy or Young Thug, or somebody who's got a young or a little in front of them is probably singing your rap songs. But to her, that could have been Nelly or Usher or Lil Jon. That could have been any of that. So I just completely took that out of the playlist. I just didn't even come close to it. I don't think I played one. I'm trying to think right now. I don't believe I played anything remotely close. I didn't even tip the scale at all, and still had a pretty good dance floor. So this number right here came up, and they did it twice. And I've been getting that from some of the older people, or maybe the people who've been dancing the most. Just, if they don't know the song and it's not a banger, they're not even willing to consider the song. They're not even willing to give it a chance to even breathe. It's like, if they don't know it, it's immediate. You're like, oh no, cut that off. I mean, you don't want to lose them, and it sucks. But in a way, I kind of want to don't affect anybody else, because they're dancing to it. They'll leave the dance floor if you leave the dance floor. So that was my thought behind it. That's why I try to keep everybody happy. I get a lot of issues and stuff when people try to do my job for me when they are already trusting in me. But I know alcohol has a little bit to do with that. I know that. And I know that people will tend to think that they may know better than I do. But that's just not the case. I am a paid professional. You've got to let me. You don't tell your tax guy how to do your taxes. You don't tell your boss and stuff at your job how to do their job. Just let me do my job, baby. Just let me cook. Let Book cook. Hashtag just let Book cook. I promise you we'll get the way you want to go. I promise you. But I'm just curious to know what you guys are willing to do when people give you that chop of the throat, or next song, or they yelling that out loud. Like, some people are drunk saying that, but some people like really mean it. Like, next song, get out of this. Like, what is this? This is another reason why people don't have respect for us as DJs, because they just don't know. They just don't know. So let me know and stuff down in the chat and stuff below what you guys think, and what would you use? What technique would you use to be able to soothe those people? Now, the next thing I want to talk about, let me get some water and stuff here. You guys alive and stuff tonight? You guys good? You good? Ready for a great weekend? Before I get into the next topic, how many of you guys, your cell phone went out and stuff today? Anybody? You could put the hand up or the wavy hand and stuff in the chat if you want to. How many of you guys' cell phone went out? My cell phone was out today. I'm an AT&T user. And my cell phone was out from 7 o'clock today until 2:30 today. And it wasn't crippling because I could still use the, Wi-Fi and stuff on my phone, but it was crippling because people were texting me saying, is this still your number? And I'm like, come on, cell phone company. You got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. Pay too much money to these carriers for them to not even give a heads up. I didn't get any email. I didn't get anything from my carrier saying that they were going to have an outage. And even if they had an outage, how about say something? And then when it comes back up, apologize. Like, I couldn't do anything. I was scared to leave the house because if you leave the house, you ain't got no internet. So now your phone is just literally a brick. It's literally a brick. But it didn't cripple me. It just took me back to stuff. I got some great practice and stuff in today on my larger setup. So it allowed me to do some other stuff. I was scheduled to do other stuff, but I went and did that. So, it is what it is. Look, a lot of people, no, Verizon was great. Oh, no. So many people, like I saw on all the social media platforms, like all I have is SOS. Like, anybody else got anything other than SOS? Like if a lot of people did not come from the era where there wasn't, phones and stuff like that. So they were freaking out, but they didn't even realize that they were still able to communicate. You can use FaceTime audio, or you can use FaceTime if you're an iPhone user. And, whatever you Android user, whatever it is you guys do. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you get along. I mean, isn't that like analog Android? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Oh, man. Verizon was great. Look at this. DJ Torture in the house. What's happening? DJ Romeo, great. What is happening? DJ Banks, ready to relax this weekend. Oh, okay. So a couple people say, I'd quick mix out only if there were people like him wasn't feeling it. Let book cook, bro. And pinky waving. Conspiracy theory was an attack. AT&T will tell you. The missus and stuff, she thought that the end of the world might be coming, and I was like, cell phones down ain't the end of the world. The end of the world is when the Chinese all of a sudden see that defenses are down, or the Russians see that defenses is down, and they join forces and start firing missiles over here. Then we're done. Give us some money off on the next bill. Right. I've asked Spectrum that a couple of times, and they just kind of shun it off. They don't care. They're not gonna take care of you. DJ G Kenny, got a gig. I think you out in Vegas right now, G Kenny, right? Is that what I saw? You in Vegas? Okay, let's talk about the second thing here. Okay, so the second topic I want to talk about and stuff tonight has to do with something I saw the homie Aaron Strawn say. If you guys aren't following Aaron Strawn, definitely follow him. He's, he does a lot of stuff that's similar to, what I do. He actually has his own podcast, and stuff too. And he was talking to DJ Barr on his podcast earlier this week on Wednesday. And he was saying that, DJ Barr was saying that, he had a situation with a bride or a couple, and it led to him kind of being traumatized and stuff. And I thought about that, and I am exactly the same way. So let me tell you about trauma as a DJ. Now, if you're a beginner DJ in here, you may catch this early and you got to let it roll off your back. If you're a seasoned DJ, this will traumatize you for at least 3 to 4 gigs. It definitely will. So a while back, I had, a pretty interesting father. We're just going to say interesting, an interesting dad who, was very entitled, who was pretty much letting me know that it doesn't matter what the dance floor looks like. If, he's the one paying the check, so you're going to play what he wants. And I've got I got a video and stuff on this. You guys can check it out. I think it's called Dancing on a Pole. You can check it out. And he was just giving me a hard time, man. He wouldn't let up. He came over to me like 3 times, and he was just like, you need to play the stuff I want you to play. Now, he wasn't in any meeting. He didn't come up to me prior to. He didn't come up to me anytime but once the dancing started. Now, of course, I've got, I already had a challenge of being far away. I mean, I was at least 30 yards. I don't want to say 30 yards. That may be a little extreme. Maybe 20 yards away from the dance floor. So I was already trying to hit people far away. And I had a decent dance floor from what I could see. And then for him to want to change that, like, he was just on me. And it kind of traumatized me for couples and dads and stuff for probably about a month after that. And there's really nothing you could do, because now you got it in your head that, oh wait, if I don't do what they asked me to do, they're going to give me a bad ding. Or if I don't play the songs and stuff that they want, or what happens when the bride and the dad are on opposite ends, or the groom and the mom are on opposite ends, and they both want something completely different, but you just like, you have nowhere to turn, nowhere to go, and it's purely off of your instincts. And so I thought about this today, and I said, the only way that I was able to, like, if you're a beginner DJ, that's going to traumatize you for gig on gig on gig on gig until you really just get enough gigs under your belt to where you won't even think about it and stuff anymore. If you're a seasoned DJ and you're just accustomed to getting high praise, high praise, high praise, and then you get this one knock on you, it kind of rubs you and sticks with you. I mean, if somebody were to ask you guys right now, when's the last time you had something happen and stuff at your gig? You know why your brain can immediately go to that? Is because it traumatized you. You will have PTSD because of that event. And it's only because you're holding on to it because you overthink it. You definitely overthink it. That was that wedding. It's not the next 3 weddings. And that's what I have to tell myself and stuff. Even these days, even after DJing for over a decade, I have to tell myself that was then. I've got a whole new audience. I've got a whole new couple. That was just that one incident. That was just 1 out of 100. Because you don't get them that often, but you do get some very, very entitled people. I had a bride and stuff one time who made me play from her playlist. I mean, literally gave me a playlist and said, do not leave this playlist. I said, well, what about requests? I don't care. So basically it was, and I'm thinking to myself, well, why do you need me? Why am I here? Because like I had to make it fun and stuff myself, because I had to do something to make it interesting and stuff, because that was going to be tough, because she wanted like a good bit of the songs played. She didn't want me to go in and out and stuff of the songs. And I'm just like, at that point, why do you need me? You could have really hooked up something and and kept it moving. So now I kind of qualify my customers and stuff like, have you seen some of my work? So you know that I'm a kind of in and out DJ. Like I like to go from one song to the next, give you a little piece, move on, give you splits of songs, move on. And they're like, yeah, we love that style. Cool. This is part of qualifying. So I tell you guys all this because trauma is real. PTSD is real. It doesn't have to do with just people who are in the military and things like that. Like you get in your head from these gigs, especially if you get like a bad review. If you get a bad review, that stuff sticks with you. I can't tell you and stuff how long. I had a mom one time who, I guess there was a discrepancy between what I had talked to them about and what had taken place and stuff at the event. And I think it had something to do with the bride walking out. Like she wanted me to do something and it was kind of like a surprise for the bride. Well, when I did it, the bride didn't know what to do and stuff in that situation, but I did what was asked. And so the bride got on me, and the mom was, she didn't even take credit for asking me to do it. It was kind of like, what are you doing? And that was a lesson learned. That was a very hard lesson learned. You got to stick to what the main couple do, and just remind that you got to remind these parents and these guests and these aunts, you got to remind these guys that, hey, while that sounds like a great idea, we got to remember that this is Sharon and Dave's day. That, you got to remember that this is Mark and Susan's day. Like you've got to let them have that. And if this is what they want and you guys are all in agreement, I would rather not do a surprise, because not everybody likes surprises. A lot of people are introverts. People don't like surprise. I can't tell you how many times couples come tell me we don't want to dance and do first dance for more than 40 seconds. Why? Because they don't want the spotlight. Even though they've invited 100 or 200 people to come out and witness their nuptials. So I'm just saying all this and stuff so that you guys understand that it is a slippery slope out there. Slippery slope. So make sure you wear your climbing boots, your mountain boots, because you're going to have to climb. All these are not going to be just easy, just lay down and easy. I mean, the reason I have this show is because of those 10%ers or those 20%ers that come through on a yearly basis. 10% or 20% of the couples that I DJ for, they're not entitled. They just want what they want. So that's what I'm going to put it as. Oh, man. Yeah, Vegas leaving now. Okay, so that's all I had and stuff for you guys and stuff today. I just wanted to talk about those two things. So the rest of the time we can do straight Q&A. I said I wanted to give you guys a great time and stuff today. Look, I have been like kicking back and stuff this week because I will be attending the wedding of Rick Webb on Saturday. So I don't have any gig prep. This is probably my last Saturday off and stuff. So I'm interested to see how Saturday goes. I'm very interested because it's going to be a handful of guys and stuff there. And Nick Spinelli is DJing, so it'll definitely be an interesting time. It'll be a good time. I'm excited and stuff for it, so I can't wait. I'm going to, take some pictures. I'm not going to vlog any of that stuff because I want to be in the moment, but I will take some pictures so we can talk about it next week. Also, I have been heavily downloading music, and I'm only doing that because I want to have more music and stuff for Twitch. So the Twitch should start next week. I haven't picked the day and stuff yet, but if you follow me on Instagram, I will be posting that I'm going on Twitch there, and I'll leave the link and stuff there. But if you already have Twitch, make sure you follow me at DJ JayBook on Twitch. And we are going to start doing some Twitch streams next week, which will be fantastic. Can't wait for that. So let's get some questions and stuff in, and let's talk to you guys, man. Chop it up and stuff with you guys, and let's see what's up. Hold on one second. Let me say what's up to a couple people. DJ Metro, NYC, what is happening? What's happening? Benny Blanco. It's never just you. Hey, when you think it's just you, it's never just you, Benny. DJ Banks, 3 years ago, at a 13-year-old teenage party, I gave a whole list of drill rap music all night, and the grown-ups was looking at me crazy. Those lists, man, those lists are always interesting. I think one thing I want to start doing is when people give me a list of songs that they want played, I may just have to ask them, are you sure that I'm the DJ for you? Like, if these songs have to be played, I don't mind playing a couple of them, but you got to understand, as a DJ, you should be able to play any kind of music. Now, I'm going to cater to your crowd, but if you want me to stick to this list, you may have the wrong person. That all comes with that qualifying stuff we were talking about. Mike D, shout out from Myrtle Beach. Whoa. Okay, Mike D, you're not that far from me. This is my first time actually getting to catch the show live. Okay, Mike D, welcome, man. Appreciate you. DJ Griffology, I caught that from the mother of the groom at a Spanish wedding. I've played and a decent amount of Latin music, but this wedding, nope. Apparently, Bad Bunny is not wedding appropriate. No, Bad Bunny is the equivalent at a Spanish or Latin event as trap music is, or that late in the night music. That's when that stuff can be played. Bad Bunny can't be played earlier. It doesn't matter if you don't understand what they're saying. They understand what they say. DJ G Kenny, I remember that gig, Law J. The dad was a dick, and I wish you had Mike then so you could have checked that phone. Man, I'm glad you remember. I know all my OG book club guys out here remember that, man. That was a tough one. That one weighed on me for a while. It took me a little bit to get over that one, but he was on me, man. He was on me. Like I said, if you haven't seen that video, I think it's called Dancing on a Pole. Just go back through my videos, look for that one. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Our first ask of the night, DJ Metro NYC asks, how reliable are the Phoenix Pros as wireless systems for speeches versus the ZX? Now, let me just first preface this by saying that Phoenix microphones are decent microphones. They're not the bottom of the barrel. They really truly are decent. I use Phoenix microphones for the fashion show that I do every year because all my microphones are kind of like put in or like put into a case and everything. So I don't have anything separate. So the Phoenix, I can carry it by itself and it'll allow me to use two microphones. However, they can be a little bit laggy and get a little bit of interference sometimes. I haven't experienced much of that when I've done the fashion show, but when I use it for ceremonies, it just doesn't sound as clear. And that's just my opinion. It doesn't sound as clear, but I am accustomed to having the Shure QLXD4s and stuff like that. So it may just be my ears could be sensitive to that. It's almost like the fact that I've heard QSC speakers, JBL speakers, LD speakers, that when I listen to EV speakers or RCS speakers, like they just sound different, but I'm so accustomed to other brands of speakers. That may be the same thing with these microphones. So I would say, you still should be able to get by with your Phoenix microphones. Yeah, them X5s. I use those things for a gig that I was at that I needed to send the signal and stuff to, and they're great. But they did. I don't know if maybe it was just me or what, or maybe I didn't have a mixer on my board, but it just didn't get the sound I wanted from the other side. Like it would transfer the sound down there, but I had my Maui 5 Go. I had it connected in there, and I just couldn't get a big sound from it. So I don't know. Maybe it was my the fact that I didn't have an external mixer and stuff with it. But it was such a small gig. It was a small gig, but it was outside, so I needed big sound. So I don't know. X5s is still good. I still have mine. I don't really use them. I don't have a lot of situations where I need to have something, pushed out to another area. Hopefully we've got some venues like that this year, because the gigs are going to be incredible this year. I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready to get these things started, man. We got some new venues this year. Thank God. All right, DJ G Kitty. I had a wedding where they asked me to do no rap. That was until their guest wanted to rap. Then she changed up on me. That always happens. That always happens. Every time that I'll come on here and I say, oh, the bride wants country and stuff like that, we end up playing rap. Country actually means rap and stuff here. Because I'm pretty sure that every time a bride is asked for country, we end up playing rap by the end of the night, because like all those guys, man, they listen to all that stuff, man. They just say they like country because they like a few country songs. But for the most part, they listening to rap music. Come on, man. Let's see. Benny Blanco, do you have a vinyl collection, and will you be bringing them out on Twitch? No, I do not have. You said a vinyl collection, right? No, I do not have a vinyl collection at all. For Twitch, I will be using the 1000 SRT to do that. It's the only controller that won't be in rotation for the gigs and everything that I have coming, forward. So I'll be rotating the S11 and the Rain MK2s and stuff. They'll go out at some gigs, and then if it's a gig that doesn't call for that, then I'll use the Rev 7, and that'll go out. And then I still have my 1000 SRT. I needed to put it to use, so I will use it for Twitch. So that's what I'll be using for Twitch. Luigi Jerky 101 is walking into venues. I'm a little confused. Were you making a statement or you had a question? Let me know. X-Vibes are good for a short distance. They're handy when you don't want to run a cord, but for further distances, you'll need to run a lav pack. Well, I can tell you that the distance that I had them at, it wasn't that far. And I've seen some people on YouTube who have tried it. They go around walls, or they're in a whole nother room and there's a wall between them, and they say it gets great signal and stuff like that. I haven't seen that. I was in a wide open space outside, and it was probably about 10 yards away from me, and it just wasn't loud. I mean, the connection was great. It never dropped connection. It just wasn't loud. All right, Luigi Jerky 101 is walking into venues and looking for a partnership collaboration for bookings, a good way to book more gigs. I primarily use word of mouth and online social media resources for clients looking for gigs. Here's the thing about walking into a venue. No venue can take you serious unless they have seen you in action. So what I would do is the ones that you are getting the word of mouth and stuff on, I would drop your card if it was a great night and you had a great dance set and people were out there on the floor and you feel like it was great. I would have cards to pass out to whomever, the coordinator, the photographer, the venue, because all these people will recommend you. So even though you have word of mouth and stuff now, I don't know who your word of mouth is coming from. It may be just previous clients, but think about if you had previous clients, coordinators, venues, photographers, and all that on your side. That's so many different avenues that you can get recommended and stuff for. So you just have to, you still have to have a great gig. I think, I don't think you should just walk in and just say, hey, I'm trying to be on your special list. They're going to be like, well, what's special about you? And you can say whatever you want to say, but I mean, you could talk the talk, but if you can't walk the walk and they don't see you actually perform, they're probably not going to recommend you. I have a venue right now who they recommend me, but their clients are all like, man, we know you're great and stuff like that. But is there anything that I can show you? I mean, anything that we could see you and stuff like that? I'm like, well, how do you know I'm great then? Oh, well, the venue says that you are awesome. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you can check out my YouTube, Instagram. You can check it all out. It's all stuff is right on there. I have nothing to hide. So just as FYI. The Phoenix Pro IEMs is a better alternative to the X Vibes. There you go. T Reed DJ, appreciate that. All right, DJ Romeo Great. Do you scratch better on the 1000 or the Rev 7? Let me just tell you this, Romeo Great. I have been, you know how like you're really good on one thing and then you get to another, it's a learning curve, but then that learning curve just starts to do this number right here. And then eventually there's no more learning curve. That's how I feel with the Rev 7 and stuff now. It was so weird. Like I was testing out the 1000 the other day just to see if I could use it and stuff, and it felt foreign. Now I had been using this thing since 2019 and I used it for 4 years and it was great. It was the best thing since sliced bread, and I would not knock it. I'm still about to use it, but it just felt foreign. It definitely felt foreign to me. And when I use the Rev 7 and stuff now, it feels comfortable. When I use my MK2s, like it feels comfortable. Like I was trying to do a little mix of stuff today because I'm probably going to record something for Mixcloud here soon. And it felt natural. It felt really, really natural. So it's like the learning curve has really shrunk for me on these items, especially since I got that drop-in thing taken care of. Now it's like less worry. So in the back of my mind, I'm not really even thinking about any of that stuff. So it's much better and stuff now. Oh, so to answer your question, the Rev 7, I like the moving platters better. All right, DJ Griffology. Thoughts on the Texas Hold'em by Beyonce? Man, maybe I should have made this a topic, man. This is such a big topic and stuff right now, man, because, all that controversy surrounding Beyonce and stuff right now. Listen, it's a song for what it's good for. It's probably going to be a good song for TikTok. It's an okay song. It's not my preference. It's a tough song for me. I'm not a country fan, so hearing country and stuff like that, it's just a little, especially from Beyonce, it's a little tough, man. I mean, Beyonce's best album was definitely Lemonade to me. Her most creative album is definitely Lemonade. So it's tough to hear that Texas Hold'em song. It is, but I'm sure it's one of them things that, if you hear it enough times, you'll be in the kitchen while you're cooking singing that. It's definitely one of those. Definitely one of those. So I'm okay with it. I'm not, heads over here. I wouldn't come on here and be like, oh my God, you guys got to listen to the new Beyonce. No, that's not it. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you see, it didn't even get a segment on here and stuff. I'm just okay. I'm kind of neutral. All right. Hit Squad 2013 DJ 808. I'm a beginning DJ. I've had about 10 gigs. How do you determine your pricing? Okay. So this is what you do. This is the easiest thing to do. If you're just going to flat out go to single op and you just want a single, I keep saying you want to single yourself out, but pretty much that is what it is. If you just want to be a single op without going through a multi-op, you determine your prices through shopping your competitors. So, you send an email or you look at DJ companies in your area and you kind of put yourself in with that flux. Now, you're probably going to have to start a little bit lower, but as you gain momentum, as you get in front of more people, you can adjust your prices accordingly. So I can't really tell you a full starting point because it's different in every area. It's different. You've got some people that are at a $700 starting point, a $800 starting point. I would say if you're trying to get into weddings, right around that 7 to 8, you shouldn't have a lot of problems as starting out over there. But please, for the love of God, please do not stay there. Please don't stay there. It is just a good starting point for you to get into, because you have to remember that people don't necessarily value the DJ, especially if you're a brand new DJ. You have a whole other hurdle you have to jump over. So definitely record yourself playing the music that for the client that you want to attract. Put it on social media so that they have something to see you with, and that will allow for the engagement and stuff back and forth so that you could eventually start charging more and they have visuals of you. So definitely put yourself on camera playing the music that you want to attract as far as your client. Don't just go and play the stuff you listen to in your bedroom. Play the music for the stuff you want to attract. If you want to be an open format DJ, then you need to play an open format set. If you want to be a hip hop DJ, then you need to play a hip hop set. But this is what you're going to be sending to your customers, and then they decide for you. My suggestion, you should play open format. You should have your library full with music that you could play just about anywhere. So play an open format, play it in a unique way, and that should get you started, bro. DJ G Kenny asks, Jay, have you seen a difference in the sales since you upgraded your setup and appearance? Has it helped? Yes. Oh, what did I just get recently? I just got, right before we came on, I got a notification from the 8 best DJs. It's hard to see that because of the light. I could turn to the side. But anyway, this says the 8 best DJs in Columbia, South Carolina. And I was number 3. I don't know if they do that in certain orders, but you can see I'm right there. If you go to my Instagram, you could see it on my stories and stuff like that. But I was number 3. So I can tell you that having your setup and stuff together definitely plays a part. I've seen DJs, I've peeked in on DJs who they have this table and just show their equipment and it just looks so bad. It looks so bad. You have to put the time and effort to warrant your prices. I get so much pushback from you guys, not you guys, but you guys, I'm saying as far as the audience that watches my content. I get so much pushback on you guys setup, on the setup that I set up. Because you're like, oh, you don't need that. Oh, you don't need. It's all about presentation. You can warrant $2,000 for your gigs if you look like you are worth $2,000. You can't charge $2,000 and you're using a derby light or you're using those freaking gig bars. You can't charge that. You have to make it look the part. I've had brides literally come out and look at the setup and like, I love your setup. Literally, I love it. photographers are like, ooh, that's a nice setup. And definitely planners are like, yeah. And they actually will put you in the video. Remember we talked about that too. Putting you in the video that they shoot and stuff on that. That's free advertisement. A coordinator usually has more followers and stuff than a DJ. So yeah, the prices and stuff are warranted based on how I set up my functions. So yes, G Kitty, that's the thing. It has helped. All right. You guys got some good questions. Keep them coming, man. I love it. Shout out to the 35 people in the building, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying the content and stuff, man. Hit that like button for me. All right, let's keep this thing going. Luigi Jerky 101. What do you know about DJing in public spaces such as parks, malls for exposure? Is it legal? Will I get taken down by the authorities? Okay. I don't really think that that's really a thing and stuff like that anymore. Now, of course, there's a street that's here in Columbia where people who have very unique talents, like a guy who plays an accordion and a harmonica at the same time, is down there singing and stuff. And I don't know if he has a permit, but I do know that a lot of times in order for you to play and stuff down there, you do need some type of permit, especially on major streets. I would not play at a park because people will call the police on you and just say you're disturbing them. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it and stuff in general, unless you were maybe shooting content and, you know, you were trying to make a mix or something like that, but you had like, you know, either headphones or a why can't I think of the speaker's name? A monitor and stuff, the way you didn't have to turn it up. You know, that would be the only reason you would shoot that. Otherwise, you're probably gonna need a permit and stuff to do outside. Benny Blanco, going to Vegas this weekend. Should I bet red or black? Always bet on black, baby. Come on now. Jonathan, is it Berube? I'm going to say Berube. We're going to go with that. What up, JayBook? Just hopping on. Thoughts on the Rain Performer? Well, we talked about that last week and stuff too. I mean, it looks great. It looks like it's going to be the competition for the Rev 7. You know, they thought that the Rain 1 was going to be the competition for the Rev 7, but, you know, having 4 channels and stuff on there, you know, is a monster. Separating stems and stuff on there is a monster. But, I mean, look, they're going to one-up you every single year. Am I going to jump on that bandwagon? No. I've got the Rev 7. I'm happy and stuff with the Rev 7. I'm happy with the S11 and the MK12s. The Rain 12s and K2s, I'm happy with all of that. The Performer looks great. It looks like if you are coming from a standard controller that maybe you haven't upgraded since the 1000, because the 1000 came out in 2019, maybe this will be the controller that you upgrade and stuff too. If you're not a moving platters DJ and want to become one, it's great. If you just want it for looks, or you're just going to turn off the motorized feature, if that's what it has, it's not a controller for you, but it looks great. It's like that new shiny car that everybody can't wait to come out, or the new Jordans that everybody can't wait to come out. It ain't for everybody, but it is for somebody. So that's why they're putting it out. So I think it looks great. I mean, I definitely think it looks great. 4 channels, separate stems. I just think that it's going to be a monster. It's going to be a beast. Definitely is. Do I wish I would have waited for it instead of the Rev 7? Absolutely not. All right. DJ G Kenny, nice. I may have to get that furniture soon. Wayne DJ Island Boy, as a DJ, should you keep your music clean? Okay. This is something that I used to, if you asked me this question about 7 years ago, I would have told you yes. But now, if you are going to play clubs and you're going to play bars and you're going to play, you know, stadiums, or you're going to play college parties, if you're going to, I mean, if these are scenarios that you're going to put yourself in, you need to have both versions. You need to have both. Since 2019, I have started to increase my uncut versions of songs much more. It is way I do much more uncut and stuff music. Now, on Twitch, I'm going to kind of play in and out of those things. You're going to hear some uncuts and you're going to hear some, because some songs are better uncut, but it's not like raunchy uncut. I mean, some of them might be, but look, some songs are better uncut. So if you watch me on Twitch, there's going to be some cursing and then there'll be some clean. It just is what it is. So I think in this day and age, if those are some of the gigs that you're going to play, or if you're going to play on Twitch and stuff, you should have both the uncut and the clean version. You should definitely have it. All right. Jonathan Barub, you fired up for Ricky's wedding on Saturday. I am, to cheer him on. You know, I met Rick back in 2015. We've been buddies and stuff like that since then. Rick has helped me a lot with the business, just giving me business tips and stuff. And that's why I want to pass a lot of this info on, because I know that without those tips, I couldn't push my business and stuff forward. So that's why I like doing this, because I want to further a wider audience. So that's why I give you guys as much tea as I can possibly give you. I'm excited and stuff for Nick Spinelli to play. You know, he doesn't put out a lot of gig logs. He does his Twitch streams and stuff. And I know he's working out stuff on the Twitch streams, but we're gonna see what a Saturday night is like under, with no pressure on me, because I don't have to play. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to ask to play. I'm just going to enjoy. I'm going to actually be attending a wedding. That's what I'm pumped for. I'm actually attending a wedding. Make sure you guys get you some friends who are going to get married so you can attend some of these weddings and stuff too, man. I can't tell you. I mean, the last time I attended a wedding, I mean, it had to be at least over 10 years ago. Like, I don't attend a lot of weddings. So yeah, I'm pumped for it. I can't wait. Like a kid that's got the first day of school. Like, got my clothes picked out, got everything picked out. Yeah, I'm gonna be sharp now. You know I'm gonna be sharp. All right, DJ Greg Ellis. Jay, what up? Do you do wedding shows in your area? What are some of the things you display or do you make for wedding shows to make a wedding show successful? Okay. So to answer your first question, Greg, I do not do wedding shows. Everything that comes into me right now is word of mouth. Two things about wedding shows. One, they can be a great asset and stuff to you as far as networking and stuff like that. But two, the second thing is, I think that you should do a wedding show if you're going to be a multi-op. If you need to get enough gigs for you and others. If you're just getting gigs for you, word of mouth can actually feed just you. It literally could, because you can get a lot from word of mouth. Just like I said, photographers, and if you got certain coordinators and stuff that really push you, like they're going to call you first. You got venues that push you. You've got a lot of people behind you that are pushing you. That is your advertisement piece. If you're just starting out, you may want to do a wedding show. It's a great way to network. A couple of things you need to know ahead of time. You get like a 10 by 10 booth or at most wedding shows, and it's usually like, anywhere from $200 to like $500 for that 10 by 10 booth for you to have and stuff there. You have to get it early. You don't get to pick your spot unless you're a veteran and stuff there. Things that I would bring, I would not go crazy at a wedding show. Nobody likes a circle. One of the things, when I used to go to wedding shows and stuff with the company that I work with, one of the things that I used to see and stuff on other vendors, like especially DJs, is they would bring out like the craziest thing because they wanted that wow factor. But what you learn and stuff from some of these couples when you talk to them is that they just want to make sure that you're the right fit. They want to make sure that you look the part, that your equipment and stuff looks the part, that it's clean, it's an easy setup, and you don't have a manual way for them to sign up. You want to have something like a QR code or something that they can just digitally get in and get out from you. And then you send them, you respond to them as quickly as possible. Those are some of the keys that I picked up over time and stuff. But I haven't done a wedding show in quite some time. But those are some of the tips and tricks that if I were to do one, that's what I would do. So I would definitely keep it kind of low key, but still show off a couple of things. Like, you don't need speakers and stuff to be jamming at you, because you don't want to drown out the table and stuff next to you. So maybe, your if you have a Maui 5 Go, just something on a pole and stuff real quick that you can put out there, give one speaker, do it something like that. Make sure you have banners and cards and stuff like that to be able to put out and stuff as well. So just a couple tips. Hit Squad, thanks for the feedback. I've been following you a long time. Hey, man, appreciate that. I appreciate that. And speaking of following, man, we are 120 subscribers away, man. 120 subscribers away from the goal. The goal is before spring to try to hit that 10,000 mark. We are right there knocking on the door. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Just hit the subscribe button. It just helps me out. And I told you, we've got some stuff that's going to happen once the channel goes over 10K. We're going to be moving in a nice flow direction. I've already got it all set up, just waiting on you guys. DJ Romeo, great. I thought about Virginia Beach to play music. Still up in there. Ooh. Whoa. I'd be interested if they let you go out there and do that. But I'm sure you just got to get permission, probably. Probably, Romeo Gray. I mean, don't hold me to that. I mean, you probably going to have to get some type of permission. Dave B, hi Jay, UK in the house. What's happening from the UK? Have you ever witnessed a fight at any of your weddings amongst guests? If so, what'd you do? No, I haven't. I haven't witnessed any fights. I've had the police and stuff there because of a noise ordinance. I've had the ambulance and stuff there because a young lady cut her foot. And she was just bleeding and stuff everywhere. I've had an ambulance, had to take the bride home because she cut her, no, she didn't cut, she sprained her ankle. That's what it was. That was crazy. Oh man, DJ G Kenny, man, I appreciate that, bro. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that. G Kenny with the super chat, man. I really appreciate that, man. You really didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. And I'm gonna get to that in just a second, G Kenny. But yeah, I've had some interesting things happen at events, but never a fight. I mean, I guess if what I would do and stuff at a fight, I would shut down, pull the cord, and we out. I don't want you destroying my stuff, because if you destroy my stuff, somebody owe me some money. That's just how that works. G Kenny, let's see, just showing love, been down for a minute. Thanks for being so inspiring and positive to the culture, man. I really appreciate that, G Kenny. Hit Squad 2003. How do you feel about doing 16-year-old birthday parties playing uncut hip-hop tracks? No. Two things in that. One, I'm not doing a 16-year-old birthday party anymore. I'm not doing a 5-year-old. I'm not doing your child's 10-year-old. I'm not doing any kids' birthday parties anymore. When they ask, no. No. And second, no, I'm not about to play uncut music at a 16. Look, I don't even play uncut music at proms, and they are anywhere from 15 all the way up to 18 or 14 up to 18. I don't play uncut music at proms. I don't play uncut music at birthday parties. No. Because the one thing that will get you the worst is a parent. Kids will be like, oh yeah, he's playing the version I know. And the parents will be like, So no, I definitely don't do it. I don't recommend it either. What if you were asked, Virginia Beach, they're going to have to give me some shade, man. Standing out in that heat and stuff on the beach, I'm going to have to be under some crazy shade. But for the right amount, maybe. That's a tough job, man. Being out in the heat, standing up all that time, that's a tough job. Hit Squad, a wedding show is when a facility has a whole bunch of vendors in the wedding industry, whether it be catering, suits, dresses, venues, DJs, car service, hotel room service, any type of wedding vendor service, and they put everybody in one room and they give everybody like a 10 by 10 space. And you can, you have to purchase that and stuff ahead of time, but then, you go in there and you talk to each one of these vendors. Like there'll be multiple versions of these vendors. There'll be multiple people who do food, multiple people who do photography, multiple people who do a lot of things in there. And everybody is in that same room just trying to shop themselves. Say, hey, this is why you need to go with us. Hey, this is why you need to go with us. So if you don't know where that might be, the way you find it is just go to Google and type in wedding shows in my area. And then, or, if your phone does like mine and keeps putting me in North Carolina when I live in South Carolina, you can just put your zip code and it'll tell you the weddings and stuff, the wedding shows and stuff in your area so that you could try to be a part of that. But that's just how you drum up business. You drum up business that way. Greg Ellis, I wish the booth was $300. I have 10 by 20 booth, 25. Hold on. Is this up on the screen? You guys see this? I have a 10 by 20 booth, $2,500. 20. Ask me again why I don't do wedding shows. I think Greg Ellis just told us why. Jesus. I had a parent ask me to do that. Nah, they got the wrong DJ. We talked about last week qualifying yourself. This is one I'll be like, I'm sorry, man, but I don't do that. Got a reputation to uphold. You don't want that reputation to be, hey, he'll play uncut music and stuff for your kids. You better be careful. All right. So I think I answered everybody's question. Did I get everybody? Must a be ACS wedding show? I'm not sure. I don't know what the qualifications are. I think you have to be a part of, you may have to be a part of something in the area. I've never signed up for it, but that is how you find out how it works. And then you just talk to somebody and stuff within that area. All right. I think I've answered everything. I appreciate you guys and stuff, man. It's been a great night. I was so glad to do a Q&A and stuff with you guys tonight. Be sure to come back next week, 7 p.m. EST. We got another episode, another great one. My guest and stuff should be in 2 weeks' time. So hopefully we get that knocked out. But yeah, make sure you guys are back next week, 7 p.m. EST for another week of Twisted Transitions. You guys always make this so fun, and it's so easy to talk to you guys because you guys don't really, you can't really talk back. I can't hear you. So it's just like me. I'm just joking. All right. You guys enjoy your weekend, because I know I will. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun and stuff at your gigs, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait to get back and tell you guys all about it. So make sure you are living to strive and not to survive. Love you, people. Hit that like button on your way out, man. Peace out.